Good morning, Chainbreakers. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Facebook, go out there and find my people. Good morning, morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Just get this shared out a little bit. Good morning, Chainbreakers. Come on in, come on in, come on in. It is Tuesday, October the 1st, 2019, and this is going to be a fantastic day. Not only is it going to be a fantastic day because that's the way I choose for my day to be, but it is the 1st of October. It is also the first day of the fourth quarter. It is officially the entry into fall, and I want to thank you for being here today. This is going to be a fantastic day. I just want to take a moment and say good morning because today we are going to take a look at you. We're going to take a deep look, and we're going to go through a little exercise, but I want you to think about these things. I want you to think about them deeply, and as we dig into them, really kind of help take an introspective look at yourself today. So good. Before we get real started, I want to say good morning and thank you for coming in. Reach out, do me a favor, reach out and hit that share button. Let's reach it out. Let's get this out to a lot of people today because I think this is going to be helpful for a lot of people as we move forward in today's lesson. So today we're going to take a good, strong look at you. And the first thing I want you to do is tell me, or write it down, whatever, tell me, who are you? Not what are you. Don't tell me I'm a mom, or I'm a salesperson, or I'm a sales manager, or I work here, or I'm a father. No. If somebody was to describe you, what would they say? If you were going to describe you quietly, just to yourself, not really having to share it out with anybody, who would you say you are? Who would you say, or would you say you're kind? Would you say you're spiritual? Use those adjectives that define who you are. So this is kind of a little bit almost a writing exercise in telling yourself, writing it down, who you are. The next thing I want you to tell me is what things in your life, tell yourself, what things in your life have defined you? What things in your life have defined who you are and the way you guide yourself through life? What things have locked you down? What things have kept you in place? What things have told you that you're not enough? What things have told you, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready to move farther. I'm not. Tell me what those are. What has defined who you are? And the last thing we're going to look at is not only who are you, what things have defined you, but take a look at this one. It's who do you want to become? Who do you want to become? And if who you want to become is not who you are, then we need to take a strong look at the one in the middle, and it's what is defining you and what is holding you there. And I'm telling you, that examination will take more courage. It'll take more thought. It'll take more strength. It'll take more introspection. It will take more strength than you've ever known yourself to have. Because breaking free of what has defined you is what is keeping you locked in place. It is keeping you locked from fulfilling the destiny that's laid out for your life. It is keeping you from fulfilling the dreams, the goals, the ideals of what you want in your life, of who you are, of what you have, of who you want to be. So let's take a good, strong look at that today as we move forward, because I want to take a look at this, because those things in our lives, and I can tell you this, people, from having been out there and dealing with others, this world is filled with broken people. We are filled with broken people. The only question is how much baggage, not if we're carrying baggage, but how much baggage are we carrying around with us? How much baggage defines who we are? Because I'm giving you permission today to sit down and drop the baggage. I'm giving you permission to change who you are. Sometimes that's all we need. Sometimes that's all we need because we don't realize that we're not locked into space. We're not locked into this definition of where we are in our lives. We're not locked into what we can absolutely become. Interesting, isn't it? Because just because you live with somebody who is emotionally abusive does not mean you have to continue to live that way. Just because you work in a place that doesn't appreciate who you are and what you can offer and what you have to provide doesn't mean you have to not be recognized any longer. Doesn't mean you have to keep working in that environment. Doesn't mean you have to stay there. Just because those things define you, just because you work with a real negative Nancy or a real negative Ned, somebody who is totally a cancer within your facility, if you don't have the ability to remove that person from your environment, change your environment. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to leave. It just means that you have to remove yourself from that person. You have to remove yourself from that influence in your life. Because those people are not only a cancer on the organization, they are individually a cancer on you. They're keeping you small. We need to remove that negativity from our lives. We need to be able to see who we really truly are. A lot of that begins with our morning routine. And I am a big proponent of starting every single morning with a gratitude list. Starting every single moment, writing down 10 things every day that you're grateful for. Some things it might just be small, but I want you to take a look at what things in your life would stop your life if they weren't in it. So would totally put everything on hold and would make you chase after trying to get it back. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your eyesight. Maybe it's your ability to walk. Maybe it's your speech. Maybe it's your hearing. Maybe it is your spouse. Maybe it is your children. Maybe it's your job. Who and what would you do if you lost it? What would change in your life if you lost it? If you suddenly today found yourself homeless, how would that change your life? Because it's time for us to take time to look at those things that we take for granted every day. See, if we stop and take time to appreciate what we have in our lives, if we take time to appreciate those things we take for granted, if we take time to recognize the positive things in our lives, those things that influence us, the way we move through our lives, the simple air that we breathe, if we don't take time to be grateful for those things, then what we end up becoming is a person that's being influenced by whatever comes our way. And I guarantee you, it's not always positive. But if we can take time to appreciate those positive things, if we take time for gratitude, if we take time for the positive things in our lives, then what we end up becoming is a person who sees more positive out there, who sees opportunity, who has a more positive day. And at the end of your day, you can stop and say, this was a good day. Take time to think about the words we use. Take time to think about the thoughts in our minds. Take time to think when somebody asks you how you are today, how do you answer? How do you answer that? Not too bad. Been guilty of that one a whole lot. This wasn't a bad day. It wasn't too bad. Not too bad. Were you looking for the negative? Were you looking for something to happen and just maybe it wasn't as bad as it could have been? Man, if your day wasn't overwhelmed with the bad stuff, then you had a good day. Then you had a fantastic day, because I guarantee you something that happens. Let's say that negative comes. Let's say that negative thing happens today. Was it something that happened to you all day long? Or was it something that happened for 10 seconds, for a minute, for 10 minutes, and you let it change the rest of your day because you didn't let that go? Maybe what we need to be doing is taking the things in our lives that are positive, taking time to appreciate the beautiful weather, taking time to appreciate the job that we have that fulfills what we have in our families, taking time to appreciate the family life that we have. Maybe if it's time that we take a look at the positive things in our lives, then we find more positive things to look for. We find more positive things to fulfill us with. And then we realize that those negatives really aren't that bad. That those negatives that come our way were only 10 seconds or 10 minutes. But we are now able to let go of it quicker because we realize that what fulfilled or what filled our bank account for that day was filled with positive. Because we didn't take it for granted. Because we didn't take for granted that we had a car that could get us to work, that we had fuel in our tank, that we had the ability to get up and have a job to go to, that we have something that is paying the bills for us every single day. Because the more we take time to appreciate what we have, the less time we have to take a look at what lacks in our life. And there's so many of us that look at what we lack that we don't take time to appreciate what we have. I'm not saying for 1 minute, don't reach for more, because you have a greater destiny in your life than what you have right now. You have more of what you are capable of. And how do I know it? Because you woke up today, you have a purpose yet to be fulfilled. There's a lot of people that didn't get that privilege today. Take time to be grateful for that alone. Take time to appreciate the fact that you have the ability to come in, join a group like Chainbreakers 365, like hashtag uplift and rise, and take time to appreciate the things that feed into you and your life every single day. I don't know if I took time to do this, but I'm Brad Smith. I am the host of Chainbreakers 365 Live and the creator of hashtag uplift and rise. And I want to thank you for being here today. I want to thank you for being online with me. And I want to thank you for taking a look at yourself and being willing to change your life and shoot for who you want to be. See, those things that we had that affected who we are in life, right? The things that shaped who we are only things that happened. How we choose to react to those are a choice you have. And that choice allows you to redefine today who you're going to be. Thank you so much for being here today. If you haven't taken the time to share this out with your family, share this out with your friends, share this out with your coworkers. And if they can't join us on Facebook Live, if they can't go back and find this in replay, make sure you go to YouTube at Chainbreakers 365. You can find them there. Subscribe to my channel, please. I'd love to be able to build that up. But you can find us live every single Monday through Friday at 7:30 Eastern Time right here at Chainbreakers 365. You can also find us at chainbreakers365.com. Thanks so much for joining us. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time for Chainbreakers 365 Live. Have a terrific Tuesday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, my friends.